Well, we are also joined in by Rahul Ishwar, author as well as a social activist. Rahul, your first reactions to this right now? I know, I'm asking a believer, and you have attended atheistic conventions as well. I've seen those videos where you try to argue for belief as such. But then about this controversy that has happened all of a sudden, I was arguing that I'm also a believer, so I would like to keep belief and science separately. But this statement that has come by AN Shamsheer has turned out to be a very political issue in Kerala as well. Your first reactions on those statements?
Two submissions. Even though national media introduces me as a social activist, I'm a Hindu activist itself. I'm basically a Hindu activist who takes up Hindu causes, who fights for Hindu causes, and that's my core identity. But when I address Prophet Muhammad, I always make it a point to tell Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because that's the culture of India. Or if I address Jesus Christ, I always address Son of God, Jesus Christ. See, this is the pluralistic Gandhian framework that India has, and it is our responsibility that we should uphold that particular framework. And that's the base of Indian secularism or Indian pluralism or whatever we call it. Second, being a person who knows Shamsheer, I will never tell Shamsheer is an Islamist. I will never tell Shamsheer is a communalist. But he should have been more cautious, careful when invoking regarding a deity of a Hindu religion. And that was not wise of him. That was not sensitive enough of him. He should have refrained from commenting on this particular topic, because that is not right. And it can be interpreted and misinterpreted in many ways. What Shamsheer needs to do is he should express regret. And one more thing, maybe you have missed. In Malayalam, what happened was next day, Govinda Master, who is a secretary of CPM, when asked a question, said, is Ganapati a myth? He said, yes, Ganapati is a myth. But when somebody asked, is Allah a myth? He said, Allah is more of a belief. So this kind of double standard is very painful for normal Hindus and very painful for all community harmonious believing pluralist people, because you cannot, have double standards to various religions or various faiths. We should respect every faith in its sanctity, and that's the base of Indian pluralism. That's the basis of Indian harmony. But unfortunately, CPM is always disrespectful of Hindu faith. We have seen that in Shabarimala. But in the case of Uniform Civil Code, they will run behind the Muslim organizations because our Muslim brothers have a strong collective vote bank. So that is not right. Hindus may not be united, but that is not a reason to disrespect Hindus. Let us respect every faith, Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, or even atheism. There are a lot of rationalists too. I don't have any disrespect towards them. The core premise is we need to have a respect towards every faith. We need not agree with them, but respect is very important. And just one more line. Ganapati is not a myth. Ganapati is a symbolism. Ganapati is Purana. Allah is theology or Deva Shastra, or Yahweh is Deva Shastra or theology. Similarly, Ayyappa, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad are all part of history. So there are many classifications, not only myth. There is Purana, there is Itihasa or poetic history, there is history, there is theology, there is philosophy. So there are various compartments when we talk about belief systems or belief paradigms. CPM has missed the nuance. I hope CPM will express regret and not go for offending Hindu sentiments again.
But right now, what I've been seeing, Rahul, is that the CPM has been trying to defend Shamsheer on that statement, and they have said that there was no need to apologize, and that has been the CPM stand. And I was saying that CPM's ideology is about scientific atheism, promoting scientific thought as such. And but my other issue over here is also that why is there a need for all religions to validate from science? Why is that need there? Why is I don't think so. You don't require that need to validate from science at all. This is where the problem happens, and when people are rationalists, will question that aspect as well. That is where the issue is. Why is that religions are all asking scientific validation required for this?
Yeah, just one more submission. This is a fault that many of us believers have. We try to prove that our religion is scientific. There is
exactly no the point. The thing is that why go for science?
Exactly. There is no need to take validation from science. And one more thing, in India's history, we had issues like casteism, but we never had an issue with science. It's a Western paradigm or worldview which clashes with science, where essentially religion is on one side and science is on the other side. But in the 5,000-year-old history of India, we never had thrown stones at the scientists. We have always called them rishis, munis, or maharshis, and we have respected and revered them. So in India, science versus religion is never the question. It was per perhaps so in the West. In India, we always treated science as something sacred, or science as something that will take us to a higher level. So there is no essential clash with science. One. Second, there is no need for any kind of validation from science. Religion is, or spirituality is spirituality, religion is religion. There are some spaces where they can give a shake hand. There are some spaces they can be apart. So there is no point in mixing these two.
Well, no point in mixing. George, how do you think this mixing process has started in the last, 12, 15, 20 years, where every religion says scientifically, let me tell you, this aspect of that theology that we are speaking is scientifically valid. This aspect of our history is scientifically valid. This aspect of our deity's intervention in human history is scientifically valid. So this is this scientific validation that everybody is looking at. Why do you require scientific validation in a religion? I don't understand at all. And the biggest problem is when scientific validation is sought from science, science will of course oppose it, saying that you are myths because you don't fall within the paradigms of science. If you go by Baconian method, you don't fall into the paradigms of science, because the idea of religion is to believe in a deity or an entity that is beyond the physical reality or physical laws of science, and science goes by what is physically verifiable. So at the same time, how do you marry both of these things? And only recently in Kerala you find so many YouTubers, so many influencers, all of them coming after giving a religious speech, they try to validate it with science, and that is where the problem is, isn't it?
Yes, Varghese, first of all, let me congratulate both my friends, Sebastian Paul and Rahul Ishwar. Oh, Rahul Ishwar was talking very sensibly. What he said is, I fully accept that. Well, the only thing is that who created all these narratives? First of all, we talked about Narendra Modi's speech in 2014. Then I spoke about the Andhra University Vice Chancellor's speech. I can mention few others, like Tripura's former Chief Minister Biplav Deb. That time he was Chief Minister in 2018 April. He was saying that internet was invented by ancient Indians. He said that the fact that one of the characters in the epic, Sanjaya, have been able to give a blow-by-blow account of the Kurukshetra battle that was taking place miles away to the king Dhritarashtra, proved that India had the internet and science technologies. That is one. Then the Harshavardhan, that time he was Minister for Science and Technology. He was telling that Hindu Vedas had a theory which trumped Einstein's theory of relativity. That was again in 2018 January. Satyapal Singh, that time he was Minister for Human Resource Development. He was saying that, claimed that Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was scientifically wrong. That means, now he was saying that I have a list of around 10 to 15 great scientists of the world who have said that there is no evidence to prove that the theory of evolution is correct. Okay, since man is seen on earth, he was always being a man. Nobody, including our ancestors, is written or oral, said they ever saw an ape turning into a human being. These kind of, again, there is Mahesh Chandra Sharma, judge of the Rajasthan High Court, make a sense about peacocks reproduced by swallowing tears. Then so many other. I can come with so many others. These narratives that validation of science for religious beliefs or myths, that this is created by majority of these narratives are created by the BJP or the Hindu Sangha Parivar elements. Why they should? We should all respect each other, as Rahul said. We should. I'm so proud to be an Indian. I am so proud to be in believing in Indian culture and our ethos of life. That our Mahabharata, our Ramayana, we are all proud. We studied in our school textbooks. We never objected to that. Every Christian school, every Muslim school taught all this. There is no issue at all. Whether it is a story, whether it is an epic, whether it is a reality, whether it is a myth, whether it is a belief, we don't mind. But science should be separate. Science is science, and we should all accept science as sacred. And science is always improving. It is changing. We will find out new definitions, new realities in science. That's a different issue. But we cannot say that religion and science cannot be mixed. It should not be mixed. We are all believers. We can believe in what we believe. Nobody questions that. We should respect others. But the only mistake Shamsheer made, that he made reference only to Hindu religious gods. That was a mistake. He could have related to
Avoided
others
is what.
also.